Welcome to This Week in Orthodoxy, the world's only online video newscast focused on events in the life of the Orthodox Church. I'm Emmy Louveris. In news from around the globe, this week we'll be highlighting the life and legacy of His Eminence Metropolitan Philip Saliba of the Antiochian Archdiocese of North America, who reposed in the Lord on March 19th. Enthroned in 1966, at the age of 35, Metropolitan Philip was the longest-serving Orthodox primate in the United States and served at its helm for nearly half a century. He was known as the most passionate advocate of Orthodox unity and evangelism in the United States, calling for an American Orthodox Church open to converts and engaged in witness to the broader society.
We have to bring this church from Byzantium to America. We have to bring it from Tsarist Russia to America. Psychologically, we're still not here, some of us. Now you're here. So do something about it.
Metropolitan Philip oversaw a period of tremendous growth, starting with about 60 parishes in the Antiochian Archdiocese to presently more than 260. In the Middle East, he was known as an ardent supporter of education and human rights. In the wake of 1967 Israeli-Arab conflict, the Metropolitan became an international figure, meeting with various presidents from multiple countries, including the United States, and coordinating responses to humanitarian crises, especially for Christians, in Palestine, Lebanon, Syria, and later in Iraq. As primate, Metropolitan Philip had a far-reaching and vast influence on the very fiber of the Antiochian Archdiocese in the U.S., but there are four accomplishments often held up as being the most significant. In 1975, he healed a long-standing schism amongst Antiochian Christians here in America, uniting all churches into one archdiocese. In 1978, he founded the Antiochian Village in rural Pennsylvania, now one of the most successful summer camps for Orthodox children in the nation. In 1987, some 2,000 evangelical Christians embraced the canonical Orthodox Church after Metropolitan Philip famously welcomed them en masse. Leaders of these formerly Protestant churches proved to be essential in later efforts at evangelism and in projects like the Orthodox Study Bible. And in 2003, the Antiochian Archdiocese requested and received self-rule status from the Patriarchate of Antioch, after which it reorganized itself along diocesan lines and added 3 new bishops.
It's time that we plunge into the depth, because the gems of Orthodoxy are not floating on the surface. They are deep down, and we have to plunge into the depth if we want to really discover what the Orthodox Church is.
Several days of viewings, a regular cycle of Trisagion services, and the funeral for His Eminence were held at the St. Nicholas Cathedral in Brooklyn, New York from March 26th through the 29th. He will be buried on Monday, March 31st at the Antiochian Village in Pennsylvania near the tomb of his predecessor, St. Raphael of Brooklyn, the very first Orthodox bishop in this country to minister to Orthodox Christians of Arab heritage. All of us here at OCN join in praying for the repose of Metropolitan Philip's soul and offer condolences to our Antiochian brethren. May his memory be eternal. Our next story follows up on the Orthodox in Guatemala and reveals another area of growth for Orthodoxy. A new website, MayanOrthodoxy.com, has launched to tell the amazing story of tens of thousands of Mayan people who recently converted to the Orthodox Church. In 2010, famous Guatemalan priest who recently reposed in the Lord, Father Andres Giron, entered the Orthodox Church along with his native Mayan flock. Although these new Orthodox believers have more than 300 churches, there are currently only 8 priests serving as many as 50 parishes, spread across a vast expanse of mountainous territory, often located in difficult-to-reach rural villages. To make matters even more complicated, the indigenous Mayan people speak one of 7 different languages as their mother tongue, and often may not speak Spanish at all. Thanks to the efforts of 2 Orthodox priests from the U.S., a seminary is being started to train native priests, and a project is being planned to translate important Orthodox texts, such as the Divine Liturgy, into the native languages and dialects. To view an interactive Google map of the rural churches and for more information and updates from the missionaries themselves, visit mineorthodoxy.com. And moving on to the other side of the world, Orthodox Christian Fellowship concludes its Real Break Spring Break in Romania. OCF, the official collegiate campus ministry program of the Assembly of Bishops, is wrapping up a month of Real Break excursions. College students are encouraged to spend their spring break traveling through religious sites and doing humanitarian work in the name of Christ. The trip to Romania is just wrapping up, with students traveling to the remote village of Valea Plopului, where the local priest has encouraged members of his community to take in about 220 orphans, handicapped children, unwanted future mothers sent away by their families, and children from families with financial hardships. The villagers themselves accept these children into their homes, and the priest has established a private charity to help cover some of the cost. With the primary source of low income earned through agricultural activities and small crafts, villagers incur a significant cost to feed so many children. The American students on Real Break worked on maintenance projects at the charity's facilities, interacted with the children, and also spent time visiting some sites and Orthodox churches in Bucharest, Romania's capital city. And in news from OCN, 2 special events are happening. First, on Monday, April 7th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, The Ark, OCN's online contemporary Orthodox music radio station, will be streaming Pascha around the world, a live show featuring the music of Great Lent, Holy Week, and Pascha, as it is heard in parishes and monasteries of many different musical styles and ethnic traditions. Also, be sure to look for the latest podcast launching on that same day, Orthodox Life with Father Jason Roll, a casual catechetical show of Orthodox young adults and emerging leaders aimed at discussing contemporary moral issues in addition to teachings of the faith. The pilot episode is entitled, What is Orthodox Life? That's it for this week in Orthodoxy. Until next time, let's go forth in peace. For everyone here at the OCN studios, I'm Emmy Louveris.